Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking Purito Soul Wonder Relief Centella Serum Unscented. Ooh, what is this? This is actually the rebranded and reformulated Purito Centella Unscented Serum. Oh yeah, there have been some changes happening with Purito recently. So today I want to talk a little bit about Purito's rebrand, how this serum has been changed, and really, talk about, do I think that this reformulation is an upgrade or a downgrade? So if you're so ready to dive into this new-ish product, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. What's up? What's been going on with Purito? They have rebranded to Purito Soul, and a lot of their products actually have had like name changes and packaging changes. So I know some people have been struggling to find some of their favorite things, especially I think the sunscreens, because the names have been changed. And including the Centella Serum, the name here has changed to the Wonder Relief Serum. And yeah, brand new packaging. I think it looks really sleek and great. Some of the products have stayed the same. Some have not been reformulated, and others, like the Centella serums, have been changed. And there's actually a pretty significant change to this product, and that is due to new and updated Korean labeling laws. So recent updates mean that marketing can no longer use misleading percentage claims when it comes to compound active ingredients. Ooh, what does that mean? So you know how on my channel, how I often talk about the 100% or single extract essences, and I tell you, while the marketing will say, and it is allowed in Korea to say that this product contains 100% of Centella, say, right? However, please know that you are also getting water in that 100 percentage, right? We're also getting preservatives, probably some texture enhancers, right? And under Korean law, that is allowed to say 100% because the extract itself comes in a compound or in a solution that contains all of these things already, and that is 100% of what's filling up the bottle. Very misleading, right? And so Korean labeling laws are like, okay, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. You can no longer say 100% when it's a compound extract. What you need to be doing is you need to be labeling with parts per million, that ppm that you sometimes see on ingredients list, for the percentage of the active ingredient, not the compound, not the solution, not everything together. Tell me the actual percentage of the actual active ingredient in this extract, right? And so that is what's changed. So we're going to see some big changes across all brands, right? This is not just about Purito, this is about all K-beauty. And these marketing claims are going to start to be phased out there, no longer going to be acceptable if they are not stating that parts per million of that active ingredient. So as Purito has been rolling out their rebrand and the new packaging and new formulas, they are complying with these new and updated regulations. And so they did release a statement on their Instagram a little while ago, kind of walking people through the changes. They have said that the amount of Centella in the new product is actually double what was in the original formula, which I find really interesting and something we're going to dive into for sure in just a moment. So the old version, the Centella Unscented Serum, quite a packaging upgrade with the new one, don't you think? This definitely looks a lot more attractive. But the older version here, if you recall, did claim 49% of Centella extract. Now this is referring to 49% of a compound extract that includes the water, that includes the preservatives. This is no longer allowed. And so this is where I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit like, whoa, is this shady? They're going to be kind of shocked. It's actually quite interesting to find out that the new version now, where they have to list the percentage of the active ingredient only, not the compound solution. So the new version actually contains 34,860 parts per million of Centella extract. And that in percentage is, because 34,000 sounds like a lot, right, is 3.48%. Yeah. And now we can kind of see why, because it was allowed, because there was a loophole, because they could get away with it. And this is everybody. I'm not singling out a certain brand here. This is in all K-beauty. We kind of get why they want to say 49% instead of 3%, right? So this is probably, like I said, the biggest change for a lot of us to kind of wrap our heads around, for sure. It's also quite wild to me to realize that Purito is claiming that 3.48% is double what was in this bottle. What? Okay. As I always say with these Centella products, we do have to look a little bit further than just the extract itself. So if you do recall, old version, right, did contain 3 of the 4 active compounds of Centella. And those are the biologically active compounds found within the Centella plant itself. So an extract, just quick review here, is extracting the entire plant. So it means stuff's coming from the leaves, from the stems, from the twigs, from whatever, right? And when we get these biologically active isolated compounds, that means we're just taking what is in the plant that is active, that it's giving us the benefits, right? And we're just isolating those and taking those and putting that into the skincare formulation. So it's basically just more benefits, right? And so 3 of the 4 were in the older version. The newer version actually contains all 4. And so that is in combination with the Centella extract itself. So it's not just about that 3.48%. We do have all of the 4 biologically active compounds present. So that means more soothing, more anti-inflammation benefit. They have also included an ingredient that goes by the trade name of Cica Exo. It's actually like a callus exosome from the Centella plant. And this is fairly new and novel. There's not a ton of data behind this this solution, right? But basically the idea behind the Cica Exo is that it's harnessing the power of Centella for skin regeneration and wound healing, for skin repairing. So as you'll notice, the ingredients haven't really changed significantly beyond what we've just covered with Centella, and maybe some of the order of the ingredients has changed, right? But some of the notable ingredients that were in the original are still present here. We do still have 3% of niacinamide. This has always been a niacinamide focused type of product. So we have that same amount there. That's very barrier supportive, but will also bring some brightening. And then we do also have the same for peptides. So nothing has changed with the peptides. I know that's a big one for a lot of folks, right? So we do still have the palmitoyl hexapeptide 12. That is a peptide that really helps to improve skin tone, but also like the firmness and the elasticity of skin. And then we have 2 peptides that make up Matrixyl 3000. This is a very famous peptide duo that really works. They work in synergy together for all facets of well aging on the skin. It improves tone, texture, the look and appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. It helps to stimulate collagen. And they've also used palmitoyl dipeptide 10. This was also found in the original formulation. This is an interesting one because it's a very protective peptide. It acts as an antioxidant, protects your skin from oxidative stress. And it also is a helper peptide, is a phrase I like to use. It helps the overall formulation. It not only helps to stabilize the other peptides, but it also helps to increase the overall formulation's penetration into the skin. So let's talk texture, because this is the biggest change that I noticed immediately. When I first started to use the new formula, I pumped it out and I was like, wait a second. This is not how I remember this serum, because if you've watched my channel for a few years, you know that I recommend this older version a lot. I've used it a lot. I've been a big fan of it ever since it was released, truly. Definitely loved this product. And so I was like, I feel very familiar with this. I feel like I'm recalling my memory pretty well. This feels different, and it absolutely is different. At first, it looks the same. It does maintain that really light gel texture. This is not something that feels moisturizing, emollient, or even greasy. You know, sometimes gel textures can be deceiving and actually feel sort of heavy on the skin. Definitely a refreshing, lightweight, watery type of gel texture for sure. This newer version feels a lot lighter. I feel like it sinks in the skin really nicely, and there's a decent amount of hydration. I don't know that I would call this the most hydrating serum out there, but I do feel like it adds a little bit to the skin, but it just feels a little bit thin. Very, very lightweight, not sticky, definitely, as I said, not heavy, not moisturizing at all. I think it'll work for a lot of different skin types, but generally a really well-performing texture as far as absorbing into the skin, not causing any problems with the skincare that I put on top of it, like no pilling or stickiness or anything like that. I think that it's a nice and pleasant texture, but what really struck me about this newer version is it's not as hydrating as the original was, right? It's not as plumping. That was the biggest thing I was missing here with the textures. It's not as full and as plumping and as juicy, right? And as hydrating. It doesn't make your skin feel as bouncy. So let me share my experience with you testing and using this product, right? First and foremost, I want to let you know, I always think like, oh yeah, you've been with me since the beginning, but I know there's a lot of new folks here. So let me just refresh you. This Purito serum, the original, I believe this came out in 2019. I used it like pretty much as soon as it was released, but they did have a fragranced version of this that came out prior to that, and I had used that product in 2018. So I have quite a long and deep history with using this particular product. And by the way, I am talking about the unscented Centella serums today. They do still have that scented version. It has some essential oils. And please know that this review would still stand for that product. There's no difference between the active ingredients or the formulation except for the addition of the essential oils, which just add scent. They don't do anything for the skin. I have a long history, especially with the unscented serum. I've recommended it a lot throughout the years here on my channel. It's definitely something that is probably like a holy grail status for sure. Something that has done a lot for my skin, especially when my skin was very sensitive. I was going through a period of really learning about my sensitivities and really learning about what ingredients bothered my skin and which ones didn't. And it really was like kind of overhauling my whole skincare routine and a lot of trial and error. And this was a serum that really helped get my skin back from those sensitivities and from that inflammation, and really help with my skin dehydration as well as my well-aging goals. First time I used this one, as I said, pumped it out of the bottle, felt it on my hand, put it on my face, and I was like, something's different. It's the texture, it's the level of hydration. It is just absolutely not the same. Went to the skincare closet, found this definitely expired, but still all right bottle, and tried out the texture on my hand, not on my face, right? On my hand, and I was like, yep, this is definitely juicier, more plumping. There's a lot more body to this gel texture. You don't see it necessarily side by side, but you feel it in your skin. It's definitely this is definitely a lot more hydrating and a lot more full. And this is definitely a nice, refreshing gel texture, but it's just not as deeply hydrating. It's definitely not as plumping. It just doesn't fill your skin with that hydration, right? So there was a big difference there for the experience. As far as what I was seeing in the mirror for results, right? Did it calm inflammation? Did it soothe my skin? Did it bring relief, as the name promises that it will, right? Yeah, it did. I actually think it performed on that aspect very well. I did use this product when I was taking a really big hard step back from testing skincare. Now, I technically was testing this, I know, but I had to actually take a big step back because I was breaking out a lot. As I shared a couple of weeks ago, at the top of the month, in my I'm breaking out, here's the routine that I've been using video, that actually, that was actually filmed a month prior to it coming out on my channel because I actually took a break from filming. I took a big step back and I just needed to just kind of let my skin sort of like settle down. You know what I mean? I just kind of wanted to do skincare for me, not necessarily do it for content. And so towards the end of my break, I decided to pull this in because I was still just kind of like healing the hyperpigmentation, but also just kind of bringing down some redness. The active pimples had gone down by that point. And so I started using this. And the first thing I noticed for sure was it did reduce inflammation and a visible redness on my skin within a few days. I was like, yeah, my skin looks a lot calmer. It did feel calmer, but I will say I didn't feel a lot of like on contact soothing with this serum. But a few days in, I'm like, yeah, my skin looks a lot more calm, a lot more soothed. It's definitely feeling better, but it was a lot more of a subtle type of change. So the Centella in here definitely works to soothe redness, inflammation, irritation, maybe even some itchiness on the skin. It definitely made my skin feel stronger. It will be the type of serum that you'd probably need to keep in your routine for a long time and really be like, oh yeah, it is actually working. It's not gonna like, whoa, blow you away on your first application. It's just never been that type of serum. But I feel like everything I was expecting it to do for my skin, it was doing. The Centella is strong here. You know, with peptides, it's always a long-term type of game, but Matrixyl 3000 is an excellent one to pack into your skincare routine because it pretty much covers everything you might want, right? It's just all about skin rejuvenation and skin protection. And so, yeah, really great one. The niacinamide's always helping for your barrier, for your brightening goals. It's a goodie if your skin can tolerate it, right? And so yeah, I don't feel like the performance of this has really changed that much. If this was not in my memory, right? If I had just used this like and had no other expectations or history or anything, I would say this is a good product. I would probably give it a good review and I would probably say, yeah, I really recommend it. I think it's really good. However, it comes with the baggage of this old formula, and there definitely is something missing knowing that this was like the best. And this is just missing that little element of that juicy, hydrating plumpness. Something that made this like an amazing summertime serum too. You know what I mean? It's really hot right now and I am like making my skincare a little bit lighter and just wanting maximum hydration without like a lot of weight. This is a very thin, lightweight, good for hot weather serum, but it's just not giving me maximum hydration like this one did. So that's where the big differences are, right? This is good. It's solid. It performs. It's a nice Centella serum. But when we're talking about having tried this one, it's not 100% stacking up. I will use this bottle up. I will continue to use it. There's nothing wrong with it. But when we're talking about upgrade, downgrade, when it comes to formula changes of something so popular, it does feel like a downgrade. I mean, I guess let me put it this way. I don't feel like this is doing anything new. You know, they haven't really improved upon the formula in any way. Yeah, they said they doubled the Centella, and I don't disbelieve that. The results are definitely showing on my skin, but it's not really like they have done something really different here. It's not like they've added some new and compelling peptides. It's not like they have, I don't know, added some different active ingredient in addition to the Centella or something. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's nothing new happening here. It's the same kind of point of view, but they've taken away some of that hydration. So in that sense, it's a downgrade, right? If you've never tried the Centella serum and you just went for this, I think you'd be happy. I don't think it would blow you away. I don't think it would be a holy grail status for you. I think it'd be like, yeah, it was good. I don't regret buying it. I may not buy it again though. I might just want to go and try some other stuff because I like to try different things. I don't think that it is going to inspire a ton of commitment, you know, and I feel like the original did. This is just my opinion. You know what I mean? This could be the most amazing serum for you because at the end of the day, there's still some good Centella in here. There's still some good niacinamide in here. There's still some good peptides in here. This could still be a very smart choice for a lot of folks who are looking to tackle calming their skin, reducing redness, inflammation, getting some of that niacinamide goodness and peptide goodness in their routine for barrier support and for their well-aging journey without having to switch it up too much. You know, I mean, I think this is a serum that will work for a lot of different skin types. It's got a lot going for it. But I know you guys wanted to hear my my take on the new formula, and that's really how I feel. I don't think it's an upgrade for sure. It may be something that stays the same, and it might feel like a little bit of a downgrade and a little bit of a disappointment for those of us who remember fondly this older version. Ooh, 2024 has been brutal for reformulations, has it not? Man, it has been a tough year. I'm curious if you've tried this one. If you tried the new version, let me know in the comments all your thoughts. If this review helped you out and you're not subscribed to my channel, please, I would be so honored if you would come join our community, especially if you love K-beauty and really deep diving into ingredients and textures of skincare. That's what my channel is all about. So turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I upload full-length videos. I do shorts. I'm very active here on YouTube throughout the week. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.